it's that time again. Slightly longer wait this month. Here is this month's essential PS Plus lineup for February 2023, and trust me, it's a good one. Destiny 2 Beyond Light for both the PS4 and PS5 has a platinum difficulty of 5 out of 10 if you're with a decent team, or around about 7.5 out of 10 if you're with a bad one. It'll take you over 50 plus hours to bag yourself it. Beyond Light might have well been called Destiny 3 instead. As the first installment of the trio of expansions, Beyond Light takes some bold steps in a new direction for the series. The story is much more darker and it has a morally grey tone to it. Also, the removal of legacy content from Destiny 2's sandbox. The campaign is pretty short and ends too quickly at around 6 hours long, and it does leave you with a lot of loose ends by the end. It is one of the strongest stories of the series, however, definitely worth dipping your toe into. In the beginning, you will find yourself on a planet called Europa. It is a well-crafted, frosty wasteland filled with darkness-wielding Fallen and milk-filled Vex, which will give you plenty to grind for. Destiny 2 Beyond Light is another solid expansion to the ever-evolving shooter that you know and love, but falls prey to the same kind of thing, repetitive grind, as it always has done. The campaign is short but enjoyable, and the raid is awesome enough to make the less pleasant parts of the grind worth it in the end. Destiny 2 Beyond Light gets a decent 7 out of 10. Secondly, for both the PS4 and PS5, we have Olli World. Platinum difficulty is 7 out of 10, and again, it'll take you around 50 hours to complete. The last Olli game, back in 2015, was a breath of fresh air for the skating genre. Its stylized art, intense level design and challenging trick system all helped it stand out. 7 years later on, Olli World has all those things going for it too, but has taken a huge step forward and shifted into 3D, giving us its skating a better sense of scale, speed and depth without sacrificing the 2D perspective. At the same time, it hasn't lost any of the Olli World's technical gameplay by layering grabs, wall rides and more, the flip tricks, grinds and manuals that were its foundation. On top of all that, it goes out of its way to be more welcoming to players of all backgrounds, putting forth a host of changes that ensure just about anyone can have a good time without losing the high skill battle the series was known for. Added to Olli World is an insane amount of customization for both your character and skateboard, and being able to see your PS friends' characters on your loading screens. Also, a new rival system which challenges you to beat other players on each level. Speaking of those, the levels are no longer left to right, as we knew. We now have to sweep back and forth using quarter pipes and complex switchbacks. The trick side of things are every bit as impressive as the levels. You're no longer just grinding, pulling off slips and spins with manuals and joining them all together, but can now wall ride, pull and tweak grabs and fit in late tricks, not to mention twerking midair. Alright, I joked about the twerking in midair. In reality, it's a wonderful reflection of what Olli World itself is trying to be. In this vibrant place, skating is an obsession and an escape. Whether you're wall riding through a forest or grinding across an incredible industrial factoryscape, its gameplay has enough depth to challenge hardcore players to master its level-long combos, but it's also a smooth and exciting ride for novices and newcomers. Olli World gets a huge, lip-smacking, mouth-watering 9 out of 10. The third game coming to us from the PS gods is Evil Dead the game, which is both for the PS4 and PS5. There's a platinum difficulty of 4 out of 10 and a large grind ahead which will take you anything from 60 to 100 hours to complete depending on your skill level. Yes, Evil Dead the game is an asymmetrical multiplayer game in the same vein of the likes of Dead by Daylight and Friday the 13th, but here it's presented with a goofy Bruce Campbell smothered flair that's every bit as weird and campy as the cult classic films. Mechanically, there's not much original about it. Each match 4 players need to survive by working as a team to avoid being maimed long enough to perform a ritual that banishes all evil from the land, all while enduring the true horror that is the map's geometry. At the same time, one evil player does everything they can to kill the survivors, using its army of undead soldiers and a bag of dastardly tricks so wickedly satisfying it's hard to feel bad for the poor souls you're preying upon. game has no jump button to be found and the environments are often uneven, meaning you will find yourself stuck on a tiny rock or pebble at some point in the game, including the worst possible times, such as when a demon is trying to rip your face off whilst the demon is flying over the top of everything. Whilst you're not only just battling pebbles on the map, the game is really enjoyable. The game of cat and mouse is an absolute blast no matter what side you're on. The game is an awesome symmetric multiplayer game. It is a little light on the amount of maps available, however, playing as a survivor is a fantastic cooperative shooter experience, while playing as the evil mastermind is just downright magnificent. Thanks to the amusingly fiendish ways you can mess with the other team, single player story missions are a distressing mess which you have done without being forced to play through for the extra character unlocks. Everything else proves worthy of the classic cheesy films that inspired it. Evil Dead, the game, gets a decent 8 out of 10. The fourth game, which is for the PS4, is Mafia Definitive Edition. Current difficulty is 5 out of 10. It'll take you anything from 15 to 25 hours to complete, obviously depending on your skill. Welcome back to Lost Haven, one of the epicentres of organised crime during the gangster era. Set throughout the 1930s, Mafia is a large, linear-driven game. The Definitive Edition remake hasn't changed. Free roam remains a separate mod, unlike the original, and it's fortunate that the story is just as good as ever and worth revisiting. It's a tale of warring crime families, booze and betrayal that treads a well-worn path. For my money, it's the best Mafia game in the trilogy, with cab driver turned mob soldier Tommy Angelo as he works his way up within a mob family. All the dialogue has been completely rewritten and has new performances. The script is significantly improved. As a result, it feels a lot more organic and is brimming with period authentic terms, phrases and wise guy banter that the original didn't quite capture. Motorbikes are also added to the Definitive Edition. Nothing beats hurtling through the streets at speeds that would rip the wax out of your moustache. Completely rebuilt from the ground up, Mafia Definitive Edition features excellent performances from its cast, a fantastic driving model, and a beautiful and authentic city oozing with 1930s atmosphere. It's beautifully remade and still the best story in the series to date. Mafia Definitive Edition gets a decent 8 out of 10. All 4 PS Plus Essential games will be available from Tuesday the 7th of February. Make sure to sign up for this month's Gaming for Good, as I will be streaming live throughout February for the first time, and also uploading videos in support of the charity SANDS. More info can be found on my Facebook page or on the website. Please do check it out. Every donation will all get put towards raising as much money as I can for this amazing charity. So, remember, you still have time to grab Johnny 2023's Essential Games and add them to your collection. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order for the PS4 and PS5, Fallout 76 for the PS4, Axiom Verge 2 for the PS4 and 5. Don't miss out. I hopefully see you guys throughout February in the new live streams I've just mentioned. Stay safe for now and don't do anything I wouldn't do.